Good afternoon and welcome to Capital Area United Way's Bank on Baton Rouge Monday virtual series. Today we have Lindsay Robinson with Capital Federal Credit Union. She is a business development representative who is going to talk to us about spending strategies to save money. You can learn more information about Bank On, get involved with our resources, reach out to us by visiting www.cauw.org. And now I'm happy to introduce Lindsay Robinson.
Thank you so much, Melanie. As you said, my name is Lindsay Robinson, and I'm with Capital Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much to Bank on Baton Rouge for allowing me to be here today. Melanie is going to stay on for those of you that are here to facilitate and watch the chat box for any questions or comments that you have. So feel free to drop your questions or comments there. I am super excited to talk to you today about some spending strategies to save money. I know that sounds a little funny, saving money and spending, but we have to spend money. It's a part of our day-to-day life. But how do we incorporate saving in that spending? That's what we'll talk about today. I know the topic may sound tough, but I promise to share a few small tips so that you can learn how to save or better save. And at the end of this presentation, if you walk away learning at least one new thing, I'll call this a success. A lot of the information that I'll talk to you about today will come from Coffee. Coffee is knowledge of financial education, and it's an organization that LeCap has partnered with and they've been in business for over 25 years. Their aim is to educate participants about financial situations and provide recommendations and/or options to improve those situations. This is why LeCap partners with this organization. So let's face it, we all need to spend money to survive. Today, we'll be discussing tips for making the most of our money. We'll talk about how to set up an emergency fund and why it's important. Spending to get the most value for your money, paying off debt such as credit cards and loans. This one is key, establishing a savings mindset. We have to change our way of thinking in order to save money. Learning how we can reduce our spending when buying food and using our everyday utilities. We'll talk about things we can do to increase money and using technology to help us save. So, have you ever heard of the expression saving for a rainy day? My mom says it all the time. A rainy day fund is just an emergency fund. It's preparing for what can happen. We hope that things don't happen, but we need to be prepared for if they do. It's money that you have set aside so when something unexpected happens, such as a refrigerator going out, a washing machine breaking, or an unexpected vehicle repair. It's you having the cash to pay for the item. Having cash on hand helps you in two ways. You can fix the problem quickly, and you avoid having to borrow money. Setting up an emergency fund is as easy as opening a savings account. Once you open the account, you will create a plan to hide away money in that account. And the reason I say hide is to remember that this account is off limits from your day-to-day spending. You want to build up funds in the account so that you will have the money available in the event of the unexpected circumstance. Let's talk about some tips to make sure that you have that money and to help your balance grow faster. Make saving a top priority. Set a goal. Start with 3 months of expenses. Set a timeline for you to reach that goal, and then budget for how much you need to put away to meet that goal, to meet that savings goal within that timeline. Figure out how you're going to make those deposits. 2, pay yourself first. Several set it up like direct deposit. to where when you get your paycheck, a portion that you have budgeted that you want to put in your account for your savings goal goes into that separate account. You never touch it. You don't see it. It goes directly into that account. You forget about it. Doing that helps you manage that better. I find that if you have to move it yourself, it becomes more difficult for you to do it. You figure out that, oh, I could spend that some other kind of way. So moving it before you see it will help you save. Play games or challenge yourself. Can you save $1 a day? Try saving some of your pocket change, and you'll be surprised how quickly that could add up. At LeCap, we do have several different types of savings accounts. A regular savings is where our membership is established, so all of our members do have that account. But we do have other accounts that you can learn how to save, or that you can save money in. So do you have specific goals, vacations, Christmas coming up? All of those funds can be set up in different types of accounts. So we do have Christmas clubs, we do have special savings, and we also have youth savings account. So I do encourage everyone to start saving early. You want your children to have a savings mindset, and the easier way to do that is to start them early. So you may have noticed that saving and spending go hand in hand. The less you spend, the more you'll have available to save. How can we buy what we need and pay less? So let's talk about some saving spending strategies. So don't be afraid to use coupons or rebates. Using coupons help you save money as you make purchases, while rebates give you cash back. So coupons are not what they used to be. You don't have to read the paper on Sunday and get the big collection of coupons and cut them out and only keep the ones you need. They're digital. So you can go onto your smartphone, download the app for your favorite grocery store, and download the coupons that you're going to use, and then enter a phone number or something at checkout, and those will automatically be applied. It does take a little planning, though. You have to prepare to go to the grocery store. You won't be able to do this in the store. You'll get frustrated, you'll stop. So you have to plan to save. Never shop on an impulse. So I'm in the Costco is notorious for this. I go into Costco, I see these things, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need this. Lindsay, you don't actually need this. Let's stop and think, what are you going to do with this? Where are you going to put it? That's key at my house. Where are you going to put it? Why do you feel like you need this? So if it is something that you feel it's an impulse, stop, walk away from it, leave, think about it, and go back if the answers still direct you to make that purchase. Make it harder to spend. Limit the amount of cash that you carry, and limit the number of cards you carry on you. I never have cash, so that doesn't apply to me, but limit the amount of cash. Don't carry all of your credit cards or all of your debit cards. Make it very hard for you to spend money. Yes, you want to have something on you in case of an emergency, but you don't want to have everything available to where you can just start spending at will. Make 2 shopping trips before you buy something. Compare prices. Let's use Lowe's and Home Depot because they sell similar products. If you are purchasing something from Lowe's, leave and go to Home Depot, or go look online at Home Depot to see if the product is less expensive there, if it's the same product that's less expensive there, and you could just go down the street and purchase it there. That allows you to save a few dollars. Also, I've learned that comparison pricing with the same store, online and in-store, you'll find different prices. So take some time. Again, the word here is plan. You have to stop, think about these things and plan and look around to see if you can find best deals for you. And it's just a better use of our money. We work really hard for the funds that we get, and we want to make sure that we're using them wisely. Everything doesn't need to be new. Try consignment shops, rebuild items, or pre-owned items. Facebook Marketplace is good for that. You need a new table, or someone needs a sofa for college. Someone is always selling those types of things. So can you find it in the consignment or pre-owned area? It's just an option. Save money by doing things yourself, such as mowing your own lawn or washing your own windows. Those things can really be a cost savings. The common thread on all of these tips, like I mentioned, is planning. Make a plan to execute your saving strategies. So to know how much money you'll have for savings, paying bills, or spending, first you need to set up a monthly budget. Budgeting is difficult. I totally understand that. You have to be very honest with yourself, write everything down to see exactly what you're paying out monthly, to see what you have left over to save. Don't be discouraged if at the end of that budget, there's not much left over, because savings, you start small. You have to start somewhere. So don't be discouraged if that number is not what you think it should be, or not as big as you want it to be. You will get to where you want to be. Just have to start somewhere. A budget will allow you to plan before you spend. It puts you in control to direct your money where to go, instead of wondering where your money went. As items are paid off, those funds tend to accelerate payoffs on other accounts or increase the amount to your savings. Debt can be the #1 threat to your savings. If you're making monthly loan payments and do not have any cash left over for savings, consider talking to your local credit union or bank, because they may be able to work with you to consolidate your debt into a new interest rate or a term that could free up some cash for savings and possibly accelerate your payoff. Just know your options. So remember, we talked about having a savings mindset and how that is so important. So remember that this is your journey. This is for you. This is for your family. You're not running this race with anyone else. Don't try to keep up with the person on your left or on your right. This is your race, your pace. Looking at like social media, that can make you think that someone's doing better than what they may really be doing. I tell people that Facebook is not always true. The grass may look greener on the other side, but it could just be turf. So understand, this is your race at your pace. Make saving a family effort. Conduct family meetings to discuss ways that you as a family can save money. Get your family to do their fair share of cutting expenses. My sons cut grass, so I don't have to pay a grass cutting service anymore. So that is something that they're able to do to contribute to our family saving. Take time to celebrate your savings goals, as well as adjust your timelines for savings. Give yourself grace. If you have set this goal and you see halfway through that you're not going to meet that goal in the given time, allow yourself time to say, hey, we need to reevaluate the goal. Is it that I change the amount that we're saving, or that I can push the date out? So allow yourself time and the ability to change that without being too hard on yourself. Allow yourself to make those changes. Have you ever felt the pressure of buying things for others when you didn't have the money, like for Christmas? Change your focus. Look for experiences and not gifts. Try homemade gifts. Do you bake? Do you make jams or blankets or t-shirts, or people do some of anything these days. So do you make those things yourself? So is it something that you can personalize, give to someone, and they now have an extension of you instead of just a gift that you went to purchase? So it may not be as expensive, but I promise you that the sentiment will be more than what you could have purchased out of a store. So lowering food cost is very important to our saving money strategy. Don't shop when you're hungry. If you're in the grocery store and you are hungry, trust me, you will start picking up things. Everything will look good. You'll want to try everything, and you'll get it home. It'll be something that you won't use, maybe not like, your family won't like, it's not your regular. And it will be a waste. And it was a waste of money that you could have been saving. Make a list before you go grocery shopping, or use an online grocery pickup app. Have you ever noticed that at Walmart, I'll just use Walmart, the bread and milk is at the back of the store? Ever wondered why? Because Walmart has everything in the store. So you would have to pass all of those things to get to staple items. Everybody needs bread, everybody needs milk when they go into the store. So I'm going to put all of my holiday items, all the things that I want you to see that your kids are going to want to buy, right in the front. So you have to pass that and say, oh, that looks cute, that looks this, let me pick up that, we need to get that. And it was not something that you went in the store for. But again, planning, if you go on your grocery store's app and you buy your groceries online and have them bring it out to you, you only purchased the things that were on your list. You didn't buy any of the extra things. Yes, it takes planning. That's going to be our keyword today, guys, savings and planning. Every store prices items differently. So again, you can comparison shop. Some stores may even do price matching. You can look into that. We talked about downloading your favorite grocery store's app. They will have coupons. They'll have different things on their app that you'll be able to take advantage of. Also, cutting down on eating out and fast food. Look at your schedule for the week. If you are a family that has a very busy schedule, understand the days that you'll be able to cook and the days that you would need to have meals prepared, and plan for that. Try to cook something extra on a Sunday or a Monday if that's when your availability is, so that you can freeze or and have it available for your family when you need it. So with utilities, you want to look for ways that you can save money there. Avoid startup fees. See if autopay will allow you to get around having additional fees, or with some services, they'll give you a discount if you use autopay. So look into those options to save money on your electricity bills. Also with electricity bills, I'm sorry, I lost my place. With electricity bills, you can make sure that you are turning lights off when you leave from rooms. Set your thermometers. If your thermometer has a timer on it, set a timer so that your AC is not just running during the day when nobody's home, and that it comes on at a reasonable time to cool off the home before you get home. And in the winter, you're doing the opposite. You want to make sure that your heater is not running all day when no one's home. Save on water in your hot water heater. Make sure that it is running properly. Maybe get a blanket for your hot water heater to make sure that heat is being contained in your hot water heater and it's not having to fully come back up every time you try to use it. And if you use your dishwasher, make sure that your dishwasher is full so that you're using full cycles every time, and that you're on the air dry setting instead of the heat dry setting. Have you ever thought about cutting cable? That was a tough one for me. We finally did it this year. We were using cable and streaming apps, and it was just getting out of control. So look at the channels that you normally watch. Is it less expensive for you to have cable or for you to just have streaming services on those channels? See if that works for you as a family. You'll notice that you don't watch as much TV as you usually do. And some of the channels that you do watch, like news stations, they may have a free service. So look into cutting the cord. Also with cell phones, a lot of what goes into cell phone services is being able to get the latest and greatest phone when it comes out. Maybe forego that. Maybe we don't have to have the fancy upgrades every time they come out. So look into prepaid plans. Those will give you the same service that you get at some of the larger companies, but you just wouldn't be able to get the upgrades. So try using, look for prepaid plans, use a family plan. Maybe you get discounts when you have more than one line attached to the account. And then when able to use Wi-Fi versus using the service that's on your phone. Data plans can be expensive. And then also if you are calling internationally, would it be less expensive to use a calling card versus using the service on your phone? So just look for ways before planning, you look for ways to save money before just making that call or making that purchase. Then sometimes the numbers just don't work. Remember, we talked about budgeting, and at the end of that budget, sometimes there is more month than money. How do we get around that? So in this case, we may need to look for additional sources of income. Increasing your income can be done in many different ways and will allow you to have more money to finish off expenses and save more money. Ever thought about selling something? An old couch at home, a bike that your son doesn't ride anymore, is too big for, but maybe good for someone else. Try selling those things on Facebook Marketplace or other social media apps that may have that same type of platform. Also, you can buy refurbished items. We talked about looking for gently used items if you need something at your home. And then could you pick up small jobs? Is there someone in your neighborhood that needs someone to cut their grass? They may not have enough for a professional grass cutting service, but they would pay you to do that. So is that something you could do to pick up extra money around the house? And if you are employed and you receive hourly wages, is there overtime available? Check with management to see if there's overtime available at your job, to see if there's more you could do to earn extra cash. Then, so some popular apps, we talked about technology helping us with saving money. There are some popular apps. Ibotta is one. That's one that was made for grocery shopping, where you just scan your receipt and you get credit through rebates for regular spending that you already do. So there are several apps that allow you to do that. Also, make sure that you are downloading your regular grocery stores app, Walmart, Winn-Dixie, whoever you normally shop. Download their app to see if there is savings options out there for you. Now, remember, once you sign up for apps through your regular retailers, your inbox is going to be flooded. So prepare for that. It's going to be flooded with coupons, but they'll also be flooded with ads. So you'll also need a little willpower to be able to say, hey, I don't need this new dress you sent me. I bought one last week because I needed this for this. So make sure you are prepared for the flood, because they will come. Once they get your email address and your phone number, they'll come by email and by text. Melanie, are there any questions in our chat box?
Hey, Lindsay, thank you. Great job. I do have a few questions that came through. So someone who has tried the envelope trick before of putting cash away every day to save, they said that they actually never have cash. So are there any other strategies similar that she could use to save?
Great question. So that might have been my question because I never carry cash, never carry cash. And the Facebook envelope trick, that's where I got it from, where they say put $1 in the envelope this day, $3 another day. My problem was I never had cash. So to counteract that, if I had a $10 bill and I used it and I got some change back, I would just take whatever that change was. If it was $3.30, I would take that, put it in an envelope and put that away. So every time I had cash, I would just save the change and just start fresh with another bill or using my debit card again so that I could try to build that up.
Yeah, that's a great solution.
I never have cash.
I don't either.
I guess it's the banker in me. I don't know.
Okay, so another question is retirement the only long-term savings goal I should be saving for?
I would say no. So retirement is very important. I would not suggest that anyone not plan for retirement. Put some money away so that you have funds to supplement your Social Security income, pension income from your job, whatever it is. You want to have additional funds to supplement that. But I just moved my screen, sorry. I would have additional funds to supplement that, but you still want to have an emergency fund outside of retirement. You want to have, you want to have money for that rainy day. Your home may be paid for when you retire, but you could need a roof. Your garage door could stop working, something. You're still going to have those expenses that will come up. So you want to make sure that you are prepared for that. So yes, retirement is important. I plan on retiring, hopefully. But you still want to have the money saved away for your rainy day.
Thank you. So if someone wants to log on to Coffee and maybe start budgeting, this might be the first time they've ever sat down to actually start with budgeting. Do you offer more tips and different strategies on actually budgeting for Coffee?
Yes, great question. Thank you. So if you go to our website, www.lacapfcu.org, and there is an education tab where you will find a link to Coffee. Coffee has a wide array of links to different questions, budgeting, reducing debt, saving, credit, anything you can think of, it is there. There's videos, there is other just reading publications that are there. And there is actually a budgeting tool. It will go through, you can list all of your expenses, mortgage, rent, car note, credit card bills, everything. They'll also have tabs where you can put in other things, like if your son has braces and you have a monthly expense for that. All of those monthly expenses can go in there. Once you hit enter, it'll bring you to the next section where you enter all of the income that you have. Once you finish that, it'll give you an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to show you if you have a surplus or if there's a deficiency. And it'll create the budget for you. So all of those things are there under our education tab on the CAPS website.
Thank you very much. And thank you again to Lindsay for hosting Bacon's first Money Monday workshop for Financial Literacy Month. She taught us strategies of how and why saving money builds financial stability. We now can really see why it's worth the effort. It gives you a peace of mind and becomes more easy to accumulate additional savings. We hope you can join us for our next Money Monday, where True Fund Financial Services will be presenting on access to capital and loans for nonprofits and small businesses. To register or to receive more information about today's session and to get connected to coffee, please visit us at cauw.org/bankon. Thank you, and we hope to see you next week.